Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another video for you. With the release of patch 7.0 in Legion come a bunch of new toys and skill books. So in this video, I thought I'd show you the ones you can pick up really quickly with no prerequisites or anything like that. The only requirement, as the title says, is that a lot of these are class restricted. But I guess the best way to do this would be to go through them class by class. And if you're just looking for certain ones, check the description because I'll have timestamps for each class. Now one thing to note here is that you can actually buy most of these from your class hall vendors as well. In this video, I'll go over the vendors you can find in the world just in case some of you out there haven't unlocked your order halls yet, but that's just something to keep in mind because it may be more convenient for some of you out there. Anyways, let's start off with the toys that don't have a class restriction, and that's the Dalaran Disc and the Soft Foam Sword. You buy these in the Broken Isles Dalaran from the NPC Jepetto Joybuzz in the Wonderworks toy shop at coordinates 43-45. These are kind of neat. The Dalaran Disc is like a frisbee that you can toss to other players, and the foam sword will deal some damage to grey level mobs and make a funny bonking sound effect when you use it. For our class restricted stuff, let's start with the Shaman. Stop on over coordinates 61-22 in the Outland version of Nagran to find the NPC Elementalist Sharvak. She sells you 4 toys and 1 skill tome, and that's the Raging Elemental Stone, the Tadpole Cloud Cedar, Fulgent Serpent Totem, the Water Speaker's Totem, and the Compi Hex. The Raging Elemental Stone summons a random elemental familiar to follow you for a little bit. The Tadpole Cloud Cedar drops a rain of frogs at the targeted location. Fulgent Serpent Totem summons a totem that attacks critters. The Water Speaker's Totem gives you a spinning blue orb effect just like the old Water Shield. And the Compi Hex just changes your normal frog hex to a mini raptor model. One thing to note, and this is true for all of these class toys, is that not only do you have to be the proper class to use them, but the same is true for buying them. If you're not the right class, they don't show up. And once again, if you don't feel like traveling all the way out here, just check your vendors in your order hall if you have that unlocked. If you don't know which NPC it is, check the description because I'll have links to each one. Next up we have the Druid. Head on over to coordinates 49-40 in Moonglade to find Lorelei Wintersong. She sells you 1 toy and 5 skill books in total, the Nature's Beacon toy and the Treant form, Stag form, Track Beasts, Flap, and Charm Woodland Critter skill tomes. The Nature's Beacon toy teleports you to random locations throughout Azeroth such as Ashenvale, Teldrassil, Ungoro Crater, and so on, and it has a 1-minute cooldown. The Treant form is pretty self-explanatory. It transforms you into the old Treant model that Restoration Druids used to have. The Stag form is a travel form that allows allies to ride on you as a mount. Track Beast shows all beasts on your minimap and it's only usable in cat form. Flap gives you a Slowfall and Moonkin form and is just plain awesome. And Charm Woodland Critter causes any critter to follow you as a companion pet for 1 hour. Next up we have Death Knights who only have 1 skill tome. It's called Corpse Explosion, and you buy it from Dread Commander Thalanor at coordinates 84-50 in your old Acrius in the Eastern Plaguelands. This allows you to explode a corpse of a slain enemy, and it's just for looks. It doesn't deal any damage like it used to do back in Wrath of the Lich King. Next up we have the Mage. They have 2 toys and 2 books. For tomes we have Arcane Linguist and Illusion, and for toys we have the Familiar Stone and the Dalaran Initiate's pin. The pin in particular can be kinda difficult to get because it's a limited quantity, so you may have to camp the vendor to get it. The Arcane Linguist tome allows you to understand and speak in any language of your faction. You can do this by clicking on the speech bubble icon on your chat box. The Illusion tome copies the appearance of another player for a few minutes, sort of like the Eiley Sky Mirror toy. The Familiar Stone summons a random familiar pet to follow you for a bit, much like the Shaman's Raging Elemental Stone. And the Dalaran Initiate's pin puts the Kirin Tor symbol on your head. For the Paladin we have 1 tome, and that's Contemplation. You can buy this from Quartermaster Miranda Breachlock at coordinates 76-54 at Light's Hope Chapel in the Eastern Plaguelands. And when you use it, you kneel in a pillar of light for a short while. And for Priest from the same vendor, you can buy the Thaumaturgist's Orb toy. When you use this, a holy orb will orbit around you for 5 minutes, sort of similar to the Shaman's Water Orb. For the Hunter, we have 1 toy and 3 tomes. You can buy them from Martin Thunderhoof at 2760 in the Sholazar Basin in Northrend. First up, we have the Hunter's Call toy. This summons a companion pet that matches your aspects. So that's a turtle for aspect of the turtle, a monkey for aspect of the monkey, and so on. For tomes, first up we have Fetch. This is similar to the now defunct Looterang. This sends your pet to loot a corpse in the distance, which can be pretty handy. It's one of the better tomes, I think. And we also have the Play Dead tome, which causes your pet to feign death. This is handy because you don't have to dismiss your pet if you want to drop combat quickly by feigning death. And we also have the Art of Concealment tome, which gives you aspect of the chameleon. When you use this, you're untrackable on your minimap. It has a duration of 1 minute and a cooldown of 3 minutes. For the Monk, we do have 1 tome, and that's Zen Flight. You buy this from Master Huang at coordinates 50-43 in the Peak of Serenity in the Kunlai Summit in Pandaria. This just allows you to fly in the air at a slow speed until you cancel it. Note that you can't use it in areas where you can't fly though. And lastly, we have one more vendor, and that's Cravitz Lorent. This is a rare vendor spawn located in the sewers of Northern Dalaran at coordinates 4729. Information about him is still a little scarce, but so far it looks like he spawns every few hours and he stays up for about 1 hour. He sells you the Cockroach Hex for Shamans, the Detection Skill Book for Rogues, and the Scarlet Confessional Book for Priests. The Cockroach Tome is pretty self-explanatory. This makes it so you hex enemies into cockroaches. The Detection Skill Book gives rogues their old swirly ball back, and the Scarlet Confessional Books gives you some flavor text when you use it on a player. But I guess that's all I have for you. I'm sure there are more out there, but I only wanted to include the fastest of the fast. If you end up having trouble finding any of these vendors, remember to check out those links in the description. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a like if you liked it, and if you really liked it, let me know in the comments and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, good luck, and peace.